Well, welcome back to what now is, I believe we're up to section 5 of this series of videos that are showing how educators are using Interact AS to remove communication barriers. And so again, let's kind of jump right into it here. Um, what we have in this section is the ability to remove language barriers. As we're talking to educators throughout the country, one thing we found is that the number of individuals, be it students and especially their parents or guardians, the number of those individuals that do not speak English is rapidly growing. Um, Not only is the number of such individuals growing, but also is the number of different languages being spoken. So it's not uncommon for a given district to have 30, 40, maybe even 50 different languages that are being spoken by the families within that district. And so how do you, as a staff member that obviously knows English, but perhaps one, maybe even two languages, possibly reach out to all these parents where you potentially have 30, 40 different languages that they speak? How do you get those parents involved in the child's education? Well, this is one way of doing that. And so we're going to start out here with the ability to instantly translate conversations. And so this is not just simple phrases that some committee somewhere has decided that you should have the ability to translate. This is literally say anything that you want, and with that you'll be able to have it be voiced out. Let's say Spanish, and so anything I say in English then is going to be voiced out in Spanish plus displayed, and then anything that that family member says in their native language, in this case Spanish, is going to be instantly voiced out loud in English. So let's go ahead and show you that capability. I'm going to go back over here to Interact AS and go over here and load a Spanish module. And so I'm going to do that using this user tab. I really haven't talked much about these various interfaces at the top. But let's go ahead and select a, you can see all my different languages here. I'll go ahead and load a Spanish module since we've been talking about that. Lots of other different languages I could have selected here. But while that's loading, I can talk a little bit more about this user tab. As you're setting all these various parameters, perhaps you prefer a male voice versus a female voice, or maybe one a little faster or a little slower, any of the above. All those settings can be saved in what we call a user configuration. So the next time you use it, you don't have to go in and retweak all these buttons and that sort of thing. They're saved for you. Just click on that user configuration, and with that then you'll be able to have everything automatically loaded for you. So once again, we're back into Interact AS, and this time I have a Spanish module loaded. And so you can see on the top box here, now I have English. Excuse me. On the bottom here you have Spanish. And so I'm going to go ahead and turn my microphone on. And let's see, earlier I used a phrase, something like this, so I'll repeat that. Please write your name right now on the right paper using the pen in your right hand. And so when I say that, what we have is the English closed captioning here, and I can have that be voiced out loud.
Please write your name right now on the right paper using the pen in your right hand.
And I'll go ahead and translate that.
Escriba por favor su nombre en este momento, en el papel correcto, que utiliza la pluma en su mano derecha.
And so earlier I was talking about the use of context in order to get the right closed captioning. And here it becomes more important. What we're talking about is generating a translation. And so in this top sentence, I use the word right, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And so the second word, the fifth word, and whatever that word is, and the 1 second from the end. And each time it's a very different meaning. And so what we've done here in the translation, let's take a look at this. So I say, please write your name. And so escriba, so that is the act of writing. Right now, so este momento. And so in Spanish, that's an appropriate translation for right now. On the right paper, and so here it's the correct paper, using the pen in your right hand. So derecha is the appropriate term for right versus escrita, meaning the left hand. And so here, again, I've pronounced the word right 4 times in this original English sentence, and we've appropriately translated that into Spanish, each time with 4 different meanings and done that correctly. Now, one thing I should point out here, I don't want to oversell this capability. What we're doing is a very good job at retaining the meaning of the original sentence, and that's far different than claiming perfect grammar. And so, for example, if I have a sentence, something like, the building I'm in right now is very large, and that got translated as the building I'm in is very huge. Grammatically, that's wrong, but the meaning is very clear. And that's sort of the expectation that you should have when you're using this software. We do a very good job at retaining the meaning. Now let's give you an example. For example, this food is not safe to eat. If that got translated as this food is safe to eat, you could say, well, it's a close translation. Statistically, people would look at that and say, well, it's a close translation. It's 90% accurate. But the meaning is 100% wrong. Again, this food is not safe to eat versus this food is safe to eat. Yeah, you just missed one word, but it was a really important word. And so our approach that we use will do a very good job at retaining the meaning. We will not drop that very important word. But again, that's far different than claiming the grammar is going to be perfect for you. So let's see. I want to keep moving here because otherwise this could be a very long video section. So I'm going to jump over here back to the PowerPoint slides and talk about another form of communication, in this case documents. And so again, the intention here is being able to get the parents involved in the child's class, the child's education, or perhaps that student would prefer to read a homework assignment in his or her native language. And so with this ability that I'll demonstrate here, you can now instantly translate documents. And so this could be just a permission slip that you're writing home, or just a note to a parent. Hey, Susie's having some trouble. Can you come in and let's talk about it? Any sort of communication like that. And so again, let's get out of this and go over and demonstrate that. So I'm going to close out of Interact AS, and we're jumping over here to a different product. Here we go. And so what I have here is back to this Word document that I showed earlier. And again, this is Microsoft Word. So in this case, I'm using Office 2007, I believe. And so you have all the standard capabilities of Office 2007. None of that has changed. But what you've done is, when you purchase this product, is that called the document, you've added this new functionality called SpeechGear Translate. And there's all kinds of features in here, and to keep this really short, I'm just going to go over here and pick on one particular one called Translate All. And when I click that single button, what's going to happen is every English phrase in this document is going to be translated. And I want you to look closely here. For example, this bold green text, sort of bluish green, in the original document is still the same font size, same font color in the translated document. The formatting is automatically retained for you. You know, far better than something like Google Translate or Bing Translate, something like that, where you're going to cut and paste, and as you're cutting and pasting, you're going to have to do the formatting, you know, get it back into the right tables or something like that. With this product, that formatting is automatically retained for you. And you notice here as we're coming to the bottom of the page that this the original document was 1 page in length, the original English document, and now this translated version is also going to be 1 page in length. And that's pretty nice. Typically, if you're going from English to Spanish, it's about 1 page of English ends up being about 1 1/3 to 1 1/2 pages of Spanish. And so in this case, you know, we're smart enough to be able to make that still fit within 1 page. And you notice here the text boxes are also translated. Let's jump over here. This particular document, I guess this is kind of an interesting one because there's an awful lot going on here. So I'm going to scroll over. We have footers, headers, sidebars, all the above, and I can go ahead and translate those as well as I want if I want to. And so I'll go ahead and do that, and you'll see that translated. I can go here and complete the translation process, and I'll go ahead and translate that as well. And again, this is going to work great just as well for things like your PowerPoint presentations. Use it with your smart boards, anything like that. the ability to instantly translate documents and to have that formatting automatically retained for you. And again, I want to get back to the point that I made earlier. The meaning is very well preserved here, but that's far different than claiming that the translation is going to be perfect. And so use it in the appropriate settings. So again, I just wanted to make sure that that point got communicated quite clearly here. So we'll let this finish up here, and I don't know how long it took us to translate this entire document, but I suppose if I was doing it without talking, I could have done that in about 20 seconds, something like that. And with that, I have a translated version of this quite complicated document. And so again, just part of the capabilities. Let's jump back over here to the PowerPoint presentations. And again, what we showed you here was the ability to translate documents and translate anything. So this isn't some fixed set of documents that some company somewhere has decided you should have the ability to translate and that's it. This is any document, anything that you want to translate, be it something that you've typed up sitting at your desk or voiced in sitting at your desk to something like a particular report card form or something like that. What you have here is the various languages supported, and as I'm looking at this, I notice that this is kind of an outdated document. Certainly we support an awful lot more than what's listed here. It's gone up to about 35 different languages, and I'll see in the next video clip, I'll try and get you the current list of languages. And in addition to that, I want to jump to this next one here, which shows this ability to also bring a human into the loop. And so if at any given point in a conversation, you do want to get to the point where grammatically that language is perfect, then all you need to do is click on a button, and I'll show you that in a minute, and that's going to connect you to a live interpreter. And you can do this any time of the day. So 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Just click on a button, and you're going to be connected to a live interpreter, and we'll find you that appropriate person in roughly about 180 different languages that are being spoken here. And so, for example, if you have somebody comes in that speaks Somali, so with this capability now, you just click on a button and you are connected to a professional Somali interpreter. So again, there's no advanced planning at all required here. You just click on the button and you are immediately connected. Commonly in districts, what we see happening is that you have to plan ahead of time, have that trained interpreter come on site. You're paying a 2-hour minimum for that service, even if the meeting lasts 5 minutes, or unfortunately if the family doesn't show up for some reason, you're still paying that 2-hour minimum. Here, that's not the case. You don't need to plan ahead. There is no minimum charge, anything like that. Just click the button and you are connected. So let's see. Let me close out of this and get back to interpreter. And right here is that particular button that you click, and with that then you would be connected, in this case, to the live interpreter. So with that, I'm going to close out this particular video clip, and in the next one I'll try and start off by showing you the complete list of languages that are supported.